Dreams. Not again. Have you ever thought about how blind people dream? No? Well, I don't care. Dreams involve all of our senses, and with them there are no exceptions. It can involve things like smell, sound, and taste.
Oh God, it's so good.
Why are we still here?
Really interesting, but why do we dream? What is a dream? Why do we dream? Is cereal a soup? The definition of a dream can be a bit extensive. It can be images, thoughts, and even emotions. So there isn't just one way to have them. Now, on the question of why we dream, well, that's a bit more complicated. So are you gonna say it or not? Hey, what if we go through some random facts?
That was not my question.
While we sleep, we tend to have multiple dreams. It's just that we usually don't remember them. There are dreams that are universal, like the action of falling, being chased, flying. Oh, that's actually cool. Being unable to move.
Oh, come on!
And lastly, you can die from not sleeping. Yeah. Now, dream seems like a simple subject, right? It's your bedtime, you close your eyes, and eventually, after crying yourself to sleep, you are dreaming. At this moment, the only limit that you have is that the dream is about something that you previously knew. But outside of that, it can be about anything. Like your first pet, the day there were fireworks, your first kiss, or when my dumb teacher didn't let me go to recess. Regardless of that, I think that there is something that we all agree on. This game sucks. Oh, and dreams are weird. Imagine this. 80 million years ago. I mean, like 80 years ago, people used to experience dreams in a different way. In black and white, researchers at that time used to believe that dreams were mostly that way. But there were things that didn't make sense. For example, this thing. Like, why? Or writings of the past that describe dreams being in color. As time passed, the idea of people dreaming in black and white started to diminish. But seriously, why do people have dreams without color? It's believed that the main reason was the beginning of the color TV. Also, it could have been that instead of doing the survey a few hours after waking up, years later the researchers started doing it after people were having the REM stage. And what the frick is REM? Well, REM, rapid eye movement, is part of the 4 stages of sleep. But we don't have time to talk about that. I do. Somebody else has time? Alright, the REM stage is the most unique of them, because your heart rate, breathing, and brainwaves increase and get closer to what they are when you're awake. And it's where we have the most vivid dreams. But this stage is not only exclusive to us. There are also animals who have it, like other mammals, reptiles on the face, and most birds. And you may be thinking, what about dolphins? No, Well, when they sleep, half of their brain stays alert to help them to breathe and be alert of any danger, while the other half is completely shut down, like someone who has just heard somebody else talk about their horoscope for more than 5 seconds. That level of shutdown we're talking. Anyway, continuing with the topic of something horrible, in the REM sleep your muscles are paralyzed. It's because of something called atonia. Some researchers believe that it's a way to protect us from hurting ourselves while we sleep. But usually it's not a problem, because this paralysis ends up upon waking up. Well, usually. If you haven't experienced this sensation before, let me read you a description of how it feels. Help! I can't move! Oh my god! I guess it would be better to explain first what it means. Sleep paralysis is basically not being able to move. even if you really want to. It's not because you're lazy, at least this time that's not the case. No, this is something out of your control. And it only happens to around 20% of people. Yeah. So if you're one of those lucky persons, you probably know that it usually lasts between 6 and 7 minutes. But of course they can be interrupted by another person. For example, when they listen to this song. Oh, yeah. On 75% of the time, sleep paralysis include hallucination like the perception of something dangerous, out-of-body sensations, and a sensation of suffocation. But sometimes the opposite happens, and it's something called lucid dreams. Okay, it's not really a big deal. Normally in a dream state, we're not able to distinguish between being asleep from being awake. But when having a lucid dream, suddenly everything changes. We become aware that we're dreaming, and sometimes we can control our surroundings. Which means that you can do whatever you want. Stop. To be fair, everything about lucid dreams is not that good. When trying to have one in purpose, there are a few common techniques, like one called reality testing and another called minimal induction, or just mild. The problem with some of these techniques is that there are chances of disrupting your sleep, being more susceptible to having sleep paralysis, some effect on emotional regulation, and probably you will hit your pinky finger with a corner. They also have their benefits, like overcoming the fears and the stress of nightmares, and because of that, eliminating the anxiety that comes with them. And I don't know, it's fun. Anyway, there's still debate about whether it's good or bad to try to have them. But the interesting question is, why do people keep talking about the horoscope? I mean, why do we want to have lucid dreams? Yes, being able to fly sounds fun, or whatever you like to do, you weirdo. But there's another reason. Having lucid dreams simply makes us feel in control, and it's normal that we search for something like that. After all, there's a lot of things that are out of our control. For example, when there's storms, floods, or earthquakes. So, what do you control? Well, I can tell you another thing that you don't. Maybe you remember hearing about this event. The last time that this happened in a significant way was approximately 66 million years ago. It eliminated about 80% of species. Yes! Asteroids. During the last decades, dozens have passed near us, and many of them we didn't even realize that they existed after they passed the Earth. There is also this thing that can make us dust really quickly, and this is the countries who have them. Russia, United States, France, China, United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel, North Korea. At least that's the ones that we currently know. What I'm trying to say with this is that we need to accept that not everything is going to happen as we expect. All the examples that I gave before are things that we can control, but there are mundane things that can apply to this, so worrying is not worth it. We don't know for sure what's going to happen in the future. We can try to predict it, but since we don't have omnipotent knowledge about all situations, we can be wrong and only get more stressed about something that may not be worth worrying about. So, the smart thing to do is focus on the things that we can truly control, and even if we fail at that, feel good about it, because at least we know that we're doing our best.